offense, raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. Start right in the middle.
Yeah, Kyle, what were you telling your guys at half that led?
Pick and roll defense. We had to put it on tape. We had to show them. We had to talk them through it and just say, this is what you have to be doing. Why are you backing away? Why are the bigs coming up late? Why are you not talking? And again, this is still, you know, we're a team that's trying to work through all kind of stuff. So they came out in the second half and played it and made that. That was the one thing that hurt us in the first half, that right there. And we kind of took that away from them in the second half. They had a couple layups late, but we were better.
There, on the right.
How long have EJ and Emmanuel been back? They obviously played tonight. They've been practicing very long. What difference does it make?
EJ has not really, he practiced a little bit in the half court. Emmanuel's been back a day. So I just told him, we got to get through this weekend, and then we got one game a week for 6 weeks. And that's when we start camp. When we're doing some stuff in the mornings, we'll catch up. I think they all showed some good signs. Tyrese had 5 assists. That's what I'm demanding of him. He's capable of getting 10, but I'm demanding it of him. You know, I think Ashton's still a little bit undisciplined, both offensively and defensively. He's got to tighten it up. Nick's getting better, but there was some, again, we only get 6 offensive rebounds. Come on. I mean, it's not like we made every shot. You know, I mean, yeah, we shot over 50%, but there's still 25 rebounds and you get 6. That's not acceptable. It's just not. So I'm telling them, whoever in this room wants to play more, offensive rebound. And I'm going to leave you in the game. That's rough. It's hard. Can I just shoot some threes?
Player on the left.
John, you talked a little bit about Khalil and what your message that you're trying to get to him and how he seems to be receptive to what you are or aren't saying at this point.
He's just got to figure stuff out. The game's happening. Here's what I've told all these guys. What got you here, you can't play that way here. You're talking about older players, more structure. The game is way faster. Guys are in way better shape. So the things you got away with in high school, you're going to be uncomfortable for a while because it's stuff you've never had to do. He's capable of being that defender and that rebounder, and you saw some offense today, things that he's capable of doing. But we also had 20 assists, which is why he and Keon and other guys had shots and plays. We finally passed the ball to each other. And the reason it's contagious, if you don't pass it when I get it, I'm not passing it. And so then somebody watches the game and says, look, 5 guys out there playing for themselves. Today you saw a team that passed the ball and created shots for each other. But it's like we got to show it. Then we back up a little bit and we hadn't worked on pick and roll defense in the first half. How'd that look? So then you got to talk about that. Now we got to just, you know, our zone offense. You're trying to get us to go man and pass the ball. And it just, there's a lot of stuff that we're throwing at these kids. But Emmanuel made shots. It was great to have him back. And the guy that made the difference is EJ. And, you know, you would have never known he was off, not playing for a while. I mean, not having him really affects us. And having him when he's playing, you know, he's a difference maker.
Stay on left, Jerry.
Cal, what makes, you've talked about offensive rebounding several times, what makes that difficult for these guys to go after?
Well, here's what happens. Your mentality has got to be every shot that we take, the 3, 4, and the 5, and sometimes the 2 off court, this is a miss. So you got to train yourself to every shot that we take offensively is a miss, and I'm going to go get it. But when you go get it, that's 3 more steps you got to run to go back on defense. So it's a little easier just to I can't get that. And I'll be at the top of the key and start running. So I got a 5-step lead on this guy. Because if he's right next to me and he runs, I got to sprint. That's basically nose for the ball. If they get it, I turn and fly. We're working on it. We're doing stuff. Obviously, it's not taking hold, but I'm telling you, if I get a guy that will offensive rebound, he's staying in the game. So if anybody wants so-and-so to play more, well, he's telling you the test, he's giving you the answers. He's giving you an A. Go rebound offensively. That means do not accept being blocked out. Fight for every ball, and if you don't get it, sprint back. How about if we had 3 guys doing that, which some of my teams were that way. We were getting 17, 18, 19 offensive rebounds, which gives you 4, 5, 6 easy baskets, which means if you play like we play, it's hard to beat us. But that's tough, mentally strong, experienced kids.
Center right here, Daryl.
John, it seems pretty basic, but why do teams sometimes not pass the ball to one another?
Because they're concerned about how they're playing. So what I keep saying to them is, they're all trying to figure out what they are. Emmanuel's even trying to figure out, with my mindset, who am I now? Got to get him to pass. Tyrese Maxey went crazy against Michigan State, shooting every ball. They all went in, kind of fool's gold. How am I going to play to create shots for my teammates? You have other guys, if they're not getting the ball because people aren't passing, when they get it, they shoot it. They take a tough shot, they turn it over, and they look, well, I only got 2 chances, what do you want? We're not a team yet. But today we made strides. We made some strides defensively too.
Here's Keith.
Hey John, how good was it to see Nick play the way he did after he played in the last game?
No, Nick's capable. You know, he gets tired. I played 32 minutes, but he gets tired. He's not the same guy. But when he's alert and active, his minutes should be about 28 minutes a game. Those extra 4, he fouls at half court. Exhausted, just grab the guy. I mean, all that kind of stuff. Late to guard his man in the post, leaves his feet when the guy ball. All that stuff happens in those extra 4 or 5 minutes. Short of that, I don't know if you remember the play in front of their bench where the guy went down the sideline, he showed hard. The guy then went off the middle on the dribble, wasn't his man. He showed out there. The guy threw it back and the guy drove baseline and he blocked it. All in one play. Which shows you he can do that, but not when you're mentally exhausted. You need to come out. And we got the guys. We got enough guys. We're not playing with 7 like we did last game.
Back to Jerry on the left.
John, is the pick and pop with Nick, is that a new thing for you?
Yeah. Well, it's not a new thing. When he's in practice and everything we're doing, he's leading us in shooting, then he's going to shoot. I'd like to get more shots. Make more shots, and then you'll get more shots. You're not going 1 for 9 and say, well, let me shoot more. He's making shots, then we'll get it. So he missed a shot at the elbow. We ran a play for him, and instead of shooting the ball, again, it shows where he still is right now. He tried to drive it and turn it over. What are you doing? That's for you to shoot. So then we ran it again and threw it to him, and he made it. Well, why didn't you shoot the last one? Well, I missed the last one, so I was kind of afraid to shoot. What? We don't have amnesia yet. We don't move on to the next play. I keep telling the guys, shoot the ball straight. I don't care if you miss it or make it, shoot it straight. Part of the reason we can't rebound, when you miss a ball left or right hard, like it just has no chance of going in, it doesn't bounce the way you can rebound. It comes off like a bullet. Bang! Well, you ain't offensive rebounding that, my man. Shoot the ball straight. You can't miss left or right. You can miss. You're not going to make every shot. Just shoot it straight.
Back to Jerry.
John, this is a little off subject, but I'm
Really?
sorry.
I'm surprised. Never heard you off subject.
It is basketball. Next week, Thanksgiving week, I think at the Maui Invitational. I know you're reluctant. What is your reluctance about Kentucky playing in that?
It's just a long way. I mean, we don't need to play in it. I mean, again, we're talking, and this is why we need fans in this building cheering these kids on. Like, we played Michigan State. We got other games coming up. We always have a young team. You can't play 5 top 10 games in your first 7 games. Okay, now we get totally rattled. Now you got a team of young guys that are 1-5. And it'd be okay here in Kentucky to be 1-5. That wouldn't have a problem. Everybody'd be fine. You know, the games pass me by and everything else. I got young guys. We schedule the way that the kids benefit. I know fans want me to schedule for fans. I schedule for the kids. And at the end of the day, we still have one of the best schedules in the country every year. Just can't do it up front. You can't. I mean, these kids are trying to figure themselves out. You're looking and saying, what about Keon? What about Khalil? What about Johnny? You know, Tyrese played one, but he's not. Yeah, they're still fragile. They're not sure yet. We're struggling against the teams we're playing. You put us in that kind of event, traveling 12 hours and doing it, it's just not good for us.
Last one, Larry.
John, just kind of wonder, what prompted you today to have the message kind of encouraging fans to come to games? And do you think that'd be something you'd ever have to do here?
No, it doesn't. I don't need to do it, but I want the fans to understand the part they play for these kids. And when they walk in this arena and these fans are for them, even when they're struggling, it's a big deal to help me build this team up. You help me. And the tickets are sold. I mean, they're sold. That's not the issue. The issue around the country, not here, around the country, getting students to games and then getting ticket holders to make sure someone's sitting in their seat. Not just a Kentucky issue, it's everywhere. And you think if it's a little issue here, what? It's a huge issue in other places. So all I'm saying is, we got the greatest fans. They've done, here, how about our fans? What if a player comes in here, an opponent, and gets a 50-point game or a 40-point game, and he's walking off the court? He'll get a standing O from our fans. We got the greatest fans. Everybody wants to play here. There's no liquor and people spitting on people and throwing things and cussing and all the other. That doesn't happen here. This is an unbelievable crowd, and we need them here building up our kids because it's still going to take some time. I mean, we showed signs in the second half, but we're not there. I mean, we may be 2 months away with this team. I don't know.
All right, thanks, guys. Just a reminder, no media tomorrow. Quick turnaround in football.